Hello everyone. I'm here today to discuss about bad banks. So what is a bad bank? A bad bank is a corporate structure which isolates illiquid and high risk assets, typically non-performing assets, held by a bank or a financial organization or perhaps a group of banks or financial organizations. So a bad bank or a financial institutions may a bank or a financial institution may accumulate a large portfolio of debts or other financial instruments which unexpectedly might become at risk of partial, half or full default. A large volume of non-performing assets, what happens now is usually make it difficult for the bank or the financial institution to raise the required working capital, for example through the bonds or through equity. So in these circumstances, the banks may wish to segregate these good assets from the bad assets, that means from the NPAs from the good assets, through the creation of a bad bank, or a set of financial institutions also can create a bad bank. So the goal of the segregation is to allow investors to assess the bank's financial health with greater certainty. So a bad bank might be established by one bank or a financial institution as a part of a bigger strategy to deal with different financial situations, or by a sovereign government like India or any other foreign government, or some other official institution as part of an response to the financial strain across a number of institutions in a financial sector. So bad banks are typically set up in times of crisis, when long-standing financial institutions are trying to recuperate their reputations, and they try to recuperate their wallets as well. So while shareholders and bondholders generally stand to lose money from the solution, depositors doesn't lose anything over here. So banks that become insolvent as a result of the process can be recapitalized, can be nationalized or liquidated. So if they do not become insolvent, it is possible for the bank's managers to focus exclusively and extensively on maximizing the value of its newly acquired high risk assets. So, consulting major McKinsey outlined four basic models for these bad banks, and these are an on balance sheet guarantee, often a sovereign guarantee, which the bank uses to protect as part of its portfolio against the losses. The second one is a special purpose vehicle or special purpose entity, wherein the bank transfers its bad assets to another organization, typically again backed by a government. A more transparent and internal restructuring, in which a bank creates a separate unit to hold the bad assets, and this is the third option. And this might not be a fully isolate the bank from the risk or the institution from the risk. And the fourth one is a bad bank spin-off from the mother financial institution, wherein the bank creates a new independent bank to hold the bad assets, fully isolating the original mother bank from that NPAs or specific risk. So, well-known examples of the bad banks include Grant Street National Bank. So, this bank was created in 1988 to manage the bad assets of Mellon Bank. Mellon Bank, later it was included into BNY, which is now called as BNY Mellon Bank. And the Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke, he's the Federal Reserve Chairman during the Great Recession, proposed the idea of using a government-run bad bank in the recession following the subprime mortgage meltdown. And the purpose of this would be to clean up the private banks with high levels of problematic assets and allow them to begin lending once more. So the financial crisis of 2007 to 2010 resulted in several such bad banks being set up in several countries. Some more examples include the Republic of Ireland, a bad bank or the National Asset Management Agency was established in 2009 in response to the financial crisis of the country. So now there are a lot of critics for this bad bank as well, but we can say that even if the bad bank is created, the management of the bad bank is the primary criteria where we can say if this bad bank concept is viable or not. Thank you.